Vizimratya Vayehi Li Lishua Ozi Vizimratya Vayehi Li Yeshua 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 Ozi Vizimratya Vayehi Li Yeshua. Boker Tov, good morning. Here we are at Wisdom Wednesday. It is, I was just going to complain about the weather. It looks like the sun is trying to peek out. Thank goodness, because this morning it felt like a fall day. Just like cold, a little bit raw and gloomy. But the sun is trying to peek out. I think that is maybe a good sign for the day. But here we are. Let's talk, let's learn, let's see, let's connect in ways that we know are grounding for us. And so we are in the week of Bamidbar, in the wilderness, and it is also the Omer, day 41 of the Omer. So you count, and that's the foundation. Okay? Day 41 is Yesod Sheba Yesod, and it is the foundational belonging. Parshat Bamidbar begins or opens with something that feels like, I don't want to say cold, but very technical. A census. When I think about people that take a census, when I think about people, I always think, something that is a numbers kind of person, and there's technical aspects. It's one or it's two. It's not something in the middle. It is what it is. And so a census is being taken, a counting of the people, the names, the numbers, the families that they're assigned to. And sometimes it feels like data. But that's not the Torah's intention. Obviously, there's a much deeper meaning, and it establishes a foundation. And so as we count the Omer, we arrive at day 41 last night, but we arrive here. We're in the day 41. Yesod Sheba Yesod, foundation within foundation. So the question begins, or the question becomes, what is everything built on? Because before there can be movement, before there can be growth, before there can be purpose, there's got to be foundation. And Bamidbar tells us what that foundation is. And that foundation is that you count. Each person is counted. Each person is seen. Each person matters. And this happens not in a moment of clarity, but out there, Bamidbar, in the wilderness. In a place of uncertainty, in a place that feels unstructured, in a place where direction is not always obvious. And yet, even there, The Torah insists you're not lost, you're not invisible, you're part of something, you're part of this collective. And that is exactly Yesod Sheba Yesod. I always think like, hey, how did that line up like this? But it lines up because that's how the unfolding of Torah is. It's supposed to line up. The calendar lines up according to what it should. Yesod Sheba Yesod is a foundation that cannot be shaken. The knowledge that your presence matters. Because when that foundation is strong, everything else can grow. But if the foundation is missing, when a person feels unseen, uncounted, disconnected, everything becomes unstable. And maybe this is something we see more often than we should. Because this is what we see in the world all the time. When people don't feel like they matter, they withdraw, they act out, they struggle to find their place. Because belonging is not a luxury, it's a necessity. It is a base upon which identity is built. And Bamidbar does something powerful. It doesn't wait until the people arrive somewhere stable. Hold on, let's wait till we get to this place, then we'll count. It counts them in the wilderness. This reminds me of if you've ever been a camper or you've ever gone as a large group to any kind of activity. The person in charge is always counting. Sound off, we're making sure that we are counting the people that are traveling with us. And it feels very much like that. Yes, you count them when you get back on the bus or when you get back to the landing, but each of you matters because we can't lose someone along the way. Because belonging can't be conditional. It can't depend on having everything figured out. You don't earn your place when you arrive. You have a place while you're still figuring it out. And that's probably what we need to hear most. You don't have to be fully formed to matter. You don't have to be certain to belong. And you don't have to have clarity to be counted because you already count. And from that place, from that foundation, everything else becomes possible. You can take risks, you can grow, you can step into the uncertainty because you know that you will be held. And this also shapes how we see others. If every person is counted, then every person deserves to be seen. If every person is counted, then every person is acknowledged. If every person is counted, then every person should be treated with true dignity. Because we're not just building individual lives, we're building a community. And a strong community is built on strong foundation, not perfection, not sameness, but a sense of belonging. So we ask ourselves, where in our lives do we feel most grounded in our sense of belonging? And where do we need to remind ourselves or someone else that they matter and they count? Parshat Bamidbar, on this day of the Omer, reminds us, before anything else, there has to be a foundation. And that foundation is this. You matter, you belong, you are counted. May we carry this awareness with us. May we build lives rooted in the truth. And may we create communities where everyone deeply knows that they matter and they count. We are one human family, one heart of abundant love. We love you. Thank you for joining me this morning. Suze, Elisa, Bet, and whoever else is watching. As always, we see the numbers, but not the names. We are grateful that you join us each and every day. I will be back here tomorrow morning. Rabbi Jay is traveling for a wedding. He's in Florida. My brother Spencer's best friend is getting married this weekend, so he's there. So you'll see me flying solo tomorrow, and Friday you'll see him on Saturday morning, just so you know who's doing what. I know you like to know those things. But let's have a good day. Let's remind ourselves multiple times today, if we can just stop for a moment as we're traveling through the course of this day until tonight on the next counting of the Omer, to feel the ground under your feet. And so maybe you think about the foundation. How did we get to where we are? Who do we have to thank? Who do we have to include? Where are we going? Let us remember that no matter where we're going, we all count and we all matter. Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael Chai. 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 O Ravinu Chai. Have a great day, everyone.